All right.
One love, one love, one love.
Hi, my name is Micah Jackson. I'm from LA, born and raised, and I am the founder, president, CEO, and creator of Esqapes Immersive Relaxation. Escapes Immersive Relaxation, I know it just rolls off the tongue, is the world's first VR augmented massage center. And I know you might be wondering, like, well, what does that mean? Essentially, I've created software and a system that combines a full body massage using one of these premium massage chairs, along with a VR headset, which literally transports you to another place. So while you're getting your full body massage, you're in the virtual world of your choice. But then on top of that, we have extrasensory components in the room, like fans, heat lamps, and aromatherapy diffusers, which all work together to really immerse you in the environment. Thus, the immersive relaxation part of the title. The thing that makes Escapes unique is that, this is a first of its kind experience for one, but it's also a first of its kind business. And I really, this is something that has never really existed before. I jokingly refer to it as kind of like the chicken and waffles of the tech world. The idea sort of came about. I'll try to sum it up somewhat. I only have 5 or 10 minutes, but I was working on another completely different VR project in 2017 as part of this Oculus. Oculus makes the VR headset we use. They had this program called Launchpad, and so I was fortunate to be one of the Launchpad members are in that cohort. But even beyond that, I was one of probably 10 or 15 that they actually funded a project with. And so 2017, I was working on that project. It's called Where Angels Meet. In that project, there's a heaven environment which is central to the story. And while working on it, even in my personal life, I was going through some anxiety, some stress, and I was medically actually diagnosed as having anxiety. One night I was laying in bed, felt like I was having a heart attack. And anyway, long story short, it turns out that I was, having a lot of these symptoms based on stress. And what was interesting in that time, though, while I was working on that project, being in that heaven environment, I would just sit at my desk with the headset on in this like heaven garden environment, and it relaxed me. I really felt a lot of peace and calm, even though it was, a virtual environment. And so that was really the seed of the idea, because I started wondering, like, I wonder if other people would enjoy being in a fantastic virtual world. And so what's funny is some time passed, and then one day I was actually on a walk, and the idea of the massage chair, it was like an epiphany. It was like the sky opened. And I didn't know anything about massage chairs other than like seeing them like at CES or something like that. Like I didn't really know much about any of these. I started researching massage chairs and ultimately convinced my wife to buy one of these and sink it right in the middle of our living room. So and maybe I'll cut some footage of the prototype in our living room. But that was what started it all, and so I started to develop the software. And what was interesting is in working on the first experience, the tropical retreat experience. I had the headset on, and I was like, wow, it would be really cool if, I'm looking at the palm trees, and I was like, it'd be really cool if I could feel the wind. And so, I just got a fan and set it up and put the headset on and sit in the chair, and I was like, wow, like that's really convincing. You really do feel the breeze. And then I took it a step further in that tropical retreat experience. The sun comes. There's a moment where the sun comes down, and it's sort of like right in front of you. And I was like, it'd be awesome if I could, feel the warmth of the sun. And so, thus, I, researched about heat lamps and bought a heat lamp on a stand, and finagled that near the chair, turned them all on. I was like, wow, like this is really cool. And then the aromatherapy was sort of the icing on the cake, because I essentially I spent a month probably researching the different scents, different oils, and which ones are used to relax, and so on and so forth. And then started using the diffusers to generate the scents while the fan and the heat lamp were on, and I was like, I'm on to something here. And so I probably spent, after that point, about 2 months, refining the software, and actually, well, one, figuring out and developing the software to trigger these things based on the environment. It took a few months to figure out how to do that, get it all working. And once I had a running prototype, I said, you know what? Like, I think there's a business here, and went and started researching office spaces in LA, which was no easy feat either. My background, I've worked in interactive and digital entertainment for like 20 years now. I was a designer and uh, web and branding and that kind of thing at Atari. Worked for AOL, producing games and actually running kids and teens games portals for AOL, back when AOL was like Google. Yes, I know this is gray, I'm a little old, but I worked at Yahoo and then also Disney Interactive for nearly 6 years, and my last day job, if you will, before I did the Oculus project, was working for NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory here in Pasadena. And I'd say one of the coolest things I'd ever seen, the coolest, probably still to this day, the coolest VR experience I've ever had was at JPL. They had a partnership with Microsoft and the HoloLens, and they were using data that Curiosity, the rover, and the satellites were sending back to actually digital stitch the Mars environment. And so when you put the HoloLens on, you could walk around, literally, you could like walk around Mars, and what you're seeing is actually Mars. And so that by far was one of the coolest VR, really MR experiences I've had to date. And yeah, I'm passionate about VR. I actually quit that really good job at JPL, not even to start Escapes, but to pursue a career in VR. And I was blessed to be chosen as part of the Oculus Launchpad program. It allowed me to learn the skills that I eventually used to open this business and to develop the software that I used to create Escapes. And I think that's enough of that. Thank you for checking out this series, or this first part in this series. Continue to follow, continue to like, and the next episodes I'm going to delve into more of my inspiration for Escapes. Look into how I developed, some of the details and the things that I include, and just share a little bit more about me and why I'm on this crazy ride. Continue to like, follow, share, and stay safe.